Hello, my loves. Happy Tuesday. This is a riff on all the vibes from living from purpose, right? What do I mean by this? I don't mean just the roles in our life, right? I mean our soul aligned purpose. There is something inside of us. Well, if you're in my world, something inside of us. We're visionaries, we're leaders, we're healers, we're innovators that fundamentally came to change the world. We came to elevate consciousness in some kind of way. There is something that we are here to uniquely do. This doesn't speak to the whole planet, perhaps, or maybe it does. I think there's more people that feel this inside of them but are not nurtured into it, right? I think if we nurtured children into this awareness, that there would be many of us owning this truth. But if you're feeling this, if you're called here, then there's definitely something very unique on the planet. It's definitely prosperous for you to do. I believe that's completely. And it's needed. It's the right timing for it because we get called from consciousness to step up at the right time. And there are unique things. You are the best at what you do because only you do that thing in your unique way, right? You are the best at what you do because only you can do it your way. And your people, the people on the planet to receive from you, your soul family, they need it from you your way, right? It's not saying you're better than anyone else. Every single person is the best at being them. Every single person is the best at what they do their own way, right? Elevate You, I'm taking you through this course, this transition. So do contact me because that is a life-changing course. It is affordable in comparison to any other training you'll do in your life. If you are buying like cheap courses, if you actually add it up, this will save you money. I don't try and keep selling you the next thing unless you want to come into an expanded environment with me because it feels good, right? That's the only thing I sell. I sell you an expanded environment that's right for you. I won't sell you anything that isn't. But that course will break people through in such a way to activate their genius and make things make sense for you that nothing else has. You will not, like if you're searching, questioning, haven't got the clarity, we do it all there. It's such huge value for 10 weeks of coaching and trainings and to what it actually gives you. And it's designed to be complete, as in a process that you can do again for yourself when you want to create new products and services, when you need to come back to your soul essence and what it's about, when you need to get clarity. That process changes your life, changes your process. And I don't teach you a process that is a cookie cutter or anything like that. I give you a way to navigate this journey that helps you think for yourself, that helps you connect your genius, that helps you activate your soul, that helps you know why the fuck you're here and what you came to do and how to do it, right? Your way. That's what I do. It's a navigation tool. It's not these 5 things in this special ritualized way and you'll get what you want, because all that's bullshit, right? It's not a magic pill as in I'll give you 5 steps to being rich and famous. That's all bullshit. It's a very, very bespoke channel, but not just channeled, also from my 20 years of business experience working with the biggest personal brands on the planet, making people rich and famous over and over again, right? I take you through that process of getting into your purpose, your soul. It's very affordable in comparison to all the other things that you could buy that are similar-ish but not complete. Navigation tool to help you come back to you, create the business, the brand, the products and services according to your soul alignment that will work for you. So that's that one. Let's talk about being on purpose, right? Because if you watch this video, I want you to the spiritual context that I can put you into will save your life in a lot of ways, in terms of your life force energy, your livelihood, sometimes even I feel like your life, because sometimes we get so misdirected, misunderstood that, like, you know what I mean? Like the spiritual context saves us when we know that there's a higher purpose and plan, but not in some foggy way that they're teaching you, like just trust in divine timing and blah, blah, blah. These are soft concepts that are misunderstood. They are deep spiritual principles that if you actually do understand them, right? It's not your fault if you don't know them, but you can come into something with me and learn. The spiritual context sets us free because it makes sense of things that are not made sensible. Much as I have got like a lot of training in not just business and strategy, but energy work, psychology, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. The thing is, sometimes the intellectual approach of trying to fix yourself is not correct. You have to understand the spiritual context of why you're here and the particular lineage energetically, the trauma energetically, not just in this lifetime, that you actually are here to break. Now, the stuff happening in the present is often because, especially like difficult stuff, we're here to break past traumas, right? So understanding spiritual context stops us thinking that like you're doing something wrong if you're not. You know, if you have learned a lot, if you do consciously know, we have to understand the spiritual context of what we're really clearing and clear it at the root, which is just like what this is really about for me, right? We clear it there. I'm very good at doing that in my trauma release sessions. And what I want you to know is that everything that happens to, like if you write this in the comments, right, secure it in right now, everything that happens to me is purposeful if I use it. They're the magic words. Everything that happens to me is purposeful if I use it, which means that you're going to get spiritual lessons. If you know how to use them, even when they look like, and I've had this, betrayals, attacks, things that you don't want, right? It's asking you to release something. It's asking you to claim your sovereignty and power. Everything that happens to me is purposeful if I use it. One of the things that's been most important to me is being able to keep my heart open. Hello, my love. Hi, David. Hi, Brooke. Thank you. Yeah, everything that happens to me is purposeful if I use it. And you could say if I use it for good. I'll tell you one of the hardest things. So I moved to LA 5 years ago from the UK. I have a history in socially conscious brands. That means people who are here to do great things on the planet. I work with them and I make a lot of them rich and famous. I have done my whole life. Why? Because they need that kind of thing behind them to be impactful. But I don't make the people I don't align with, I don't just do it to make people rich and famous. Like people used to call me and say, oh, I hear you make people rich and famous. And I was like, look, you probably need an agent. I work for socially conscious entrepreneurs. It doesn't have to be a holy the Mao mission. I've worked with a lot of innovators, artists. I've worked with Condé Nast. You know, I've worked with people, but they have to be overall elevating humanity. If I feel that they're about the old paradigm, which is like control, manipulation, like not humanity first type concepts, they're not my clients, right? They never have been. But when I came out here, I knew I was on purpose because I'm here to elevate the consciousness on the planet and work with soul aligned people at all levels. Whether you don't have to be a celebrity to work with me. That's exactly why I started online, because any single person on this planet with a heart open, wanting to change the world in a better way, even if it's just like a couple of people around you in your community, I'm here for you. I've got things for you because I care about it. I believe we're all capable of this. But as I came out here and got bullied and into like different relations, like as I started succeeding, it attracted you could call it whatever, jealousy, whatever, and I had some lessons to learn. Yeah, I got in business partnerships, personal relations. I had it in every area of my life, by the way. It was something I had to really deeply understand spiritually, like this really destructive energy coming at me, and also because I wasn't playing the game their way, you know, like it's like I wanted to do things with my heart open. So I got criticized so much as being naive and being this and being that and being blah, blah, blah. But what I wasn't going to do was control, dominate and manipulate. I wasn't playing that game, and it was pissing people off that I was running a very ethical business, which I wasn't saying like they were doing anything wrong. I just wasn't exploiting my clients. So what happens out here a lot of the time is people have like a manager, an agent, a PR person, a social media person, and they take all these commissions, and they tend to make, not everyone, but there's a lot of like dirty deals that go on, right? People not doing things that's in their client's overall best interest. They're doing things that they get extra money for here and there. Not everyone, right? Mine was an ethical business. I took commissions out of it because I'm not saying that I don't have that structure. I have different structures now, but I didn't want temptation for my staff. I wanted an ethical business that was totally client-centric and humanity-focused. That's my biggest thing, right? Just by the fact that that's what I stood for, irritated people. Just for the fact that I was confident and, you know, I didn't... So, for example, I love anything you choose to do in your life. I am all about free self-expression and authentic power. I can't stand for people being free to be who they are if I'm going to judge and criticize them. So whatever you want to do, I have to be okay with, whether I like it or not. I just get to stand for something different. I got criticised in so many different ways, and I took it very personally. This was a spiritual lesson for me. I had to understand my own power, and I had to see why people go offside, why they do the shadow stuff in the shadows. And like, you know, I learned a lot about healing trauma. I learned a lot about why the planet works like this. I learned a lot about why my work is so important. It put me in my purpose even more, right? Because it was never for me just about what I'd get. You know, like it's never been about the material things by themselves. I'm not attached to that. I love it. It's awesome. I love proving you can make money from being who you are. That's my jam. Like, you know, making people money from doing great things on this planet is where I get off, right? But I'm not so attached to that. So big financial goals never drove me. When I left my job at Jamie's, they tried to tie me in. I worked for a big celebrity in the UK. We went from 0 to 500 million in under 10 years. And I was a board director and I'd helped build the whole thing. So they tied me in. I was tied in for another 5+ years and I was ready to leave because I wanted to do my own businesses. I had to leave shares that were at the time estimated to be worth $500,000 on the table. And I wasn't massively wealthy then or anything. It was just that I did take a good salary, but I had quite high expenses, but I always saw my money in those shares. But when I made the choice to leave, I knew I'd never be bought by anything, right? It was a beautiful company. I loved it. There was nothing wrong with it, but my purpose was calling me, yeah? And I won't be controlled by money. I won't be controlled. I won't be controlled for 5 years by money. I am led by my purpose and monetizing that. And I decided and I knew that I will find a way to make more than that money, right? In the way I choose to. I stand for that. I believe in it. So I had to put my money where my mouth was. I left the shares on the table because I wasn't going to do something for 5 years that didn't align with me. It was a lot of money, right? I got heavily criticized for that. You should have seen it. Like I shouldn't have shared it with people because I got, this is the worst decision you'll ever make in your life, you know, like from family members and stuff. So I've never been massively supported in following my heart, right? But I have proven and I have worked with people time and time again to show them that that is the way to truly monetize. Why my work became so much more important to me, going through all the stuff I went through out here, which I won't necessarily get into, but it was really heart-shattering stuff. My heart got broken so many times because I saw the worst, not saw the worst of people, I experienced the shadows in people, right? I experienced that if you shine a light, people will try and drag you down sometimes. I didn't like bringing that out in people, but it wasn't my fault. You know what I mean? It's just that I stood for something else, and just by standing for it, it irritated people. That pureness really irritated people that I had in me, right? And I backed down because of it for a minute, yeah? But what I understand now is that by healing more people, by coming in and doing the trauma work, by putting people on their purpose, by making you money doing what you love, you're going to heal your shadows, right? I'm going to heal you that way. And then people aren't going to need to control, dominate and manipulate or tear people down or feel so jealous. We do this shit out of fear. We do this stuff because we're unhealed, right? So for a minute, it put me off for quite a bit. Like a little bit, it made me back down, and then now it's made me even stronger because I believe in healing on the planet. Everything we're seeing right now is like all the stuff going on in our world. It's because the systems, right? People think the systems aren't working. They're working perfectly, but they're designed by a small percentage of people who are not humanity focused. And the communities, we as the people, have all the power if we would just step into it. You know, you think about, you don't like something that your government says. It's a tiny amount of people. If the whole country or the whole state said, well, we're not doing that, you know, then we would change the world. I'm not recommending that, but what I'm saying is we act disempowered because we don't know our power. We're listening to media or newspapers or education that is not educating you on you. It's not putting us in the right, which is available, by the way. There are people in my world, multi-millionaires doing great things, right? And changing the world. You have the ability to make money from being you. You have the ability right now. There's never been more opportunity. In fact, consciousness is pushing us into it. Hello, my gorgeous Lenny. So we want to do it, right? We get to monetize who we are. We get to be humanity focused. We get to care about other people. We get to do this in beautiful ways. We get to lose these old narcissistic structures in our system. We don't have to play that way, and we can make more money this way. Let me show you how, because that's what I care about, right? We don't have to play in that system, but we don't need to be beaten down. We just need to go off and thrive and make it less important. You know, even as consumers, where we put our money matters. The advertisers, they try and control every penny you spend, but en masse in the collective, where we put our money matters. Put it in yourself, evolve yourself, learn, spiritually evolve, release the trauma and monetize who you are, monetize what you love. You will not be enslaved by the system anymore. That's why I set up my company. That's why I set up Elevate You Online. That's why I wanted to help more people, not just my celebrity clients. I literally just written and recorded oh my gosh, Brooke, right? Isn't this what it wants to come through, right? So if you write songs, so I'm a channel, right? I've got psychic abilities. I channel through, I feel into the planet. I feel into humanity. That's why I was so good at business, by the way, right? It wasn't just because I was smart. Like, I became a director of that company because I could intuit what customers wanted, what the world wanted next, and we made all the right moves. All the right moves, you know? Because it was humanity focused. It had a social conscience at the heart of it. We had a company that at the heart of it wanted to change the world through food. Jamie went on and changed the school dinners. We changed government policy. We changed all sorts of things in the world. Think awareness on obesity, all that stuff, right? The money came. So I know what I'm talking about. I've gone on and done it with other people. You are on a social purpose, humanity focused purpose, a soul purpose. I promise you the universe is on your side, especially now, right? The money's on your side. You just are not being taught it. Yeah. And then people are selling people. Oh, by the way, the song. By the way, I want to hear all about this song, Brick, right? Because it's what wants to come through consciousness, right? So I'm a channel, and if you're receiving downloads like songs like that, it's because it wants to come through, right? I know our time is now. I know it's so supported by the universe. I know I'm a visionary and I'm a channel, and I can tell you that if you have a soul aligned purpose right now, it is the time to monetize it, to step into it, to fucking go for it. This system will eat you alive. Hi, Darren. Hello, my love. The system that will eat us alive, but it's a lie as well. It's a lie that you have to live like a slave. It's a lie that there's not more money available to you. It's a lie that you have no power. It's a lie that it's harder to make money from being who you are and doing what you love. It is actually magnetic to it. It's a lie that we have no power against these, like this big system that we just have to play. It's just outdated. It's a total lie. And what it takes to start with is just a shift in our consciousness, a different choice, and the right education. And that's what I lead you through in my programs, especially Elevate You, because Elevate You will change the world. That program will change the world. I'm not backing down on it. I came online to show every single person on the planet that is soul aligned, that wants to step into it, my biggest pain in this world is people not monetizing who they are. And I have seen, right, having the freedom to do that, the freedom to be yourself and be supported in it. That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's what we should be. And like, people then are trying to like exploit people and make them chase the wrong things, right? No, money doesn't make you happy or free. Being you makes you happy and free. And being supported in being you makes you happy and free. Finding out who the fuck you are, what is right for you, what is true for you, and feeling unrestricted in how you get to receive from that and express it, yeah? That's what it's about. That's what it's about. No longer being controlled, no longer being manipulated, no longer believing this narrative. You know what? When they tell you there's a recession coming, everyone starts behaving like there's a recession and making different moves. And guess what? It escalates. Switch off the fucking news right now. Don't read the crap they want to put into your brain. They are programming us. They program you to believe in doom and gloom. And guess what? That's because a system is based on oppression that still exists. It will not exist in the future. There are so many people I'm seeing right now. The wellness industry, for one, is exploding right now. People are choosing natural ways to get healthy. People are choosing retreats and creativity and art and things that we were actually here to do. Work should be how we get fully expressed. You know, our work is supposed to be like our songs. It's supposed to be our art, and we're supposed to be paid for it. And it's only because we've been conned into an illusion, a system that is telling us something else that we don't believe. We get to trust ourselves, trust our souls, and monetize who we are. There is so much abundance, money, need, availability for everything you want to do. The money's here for it, right? The consciousness just needs to change, and we just honestly just don't listen to the lies. The lies, the thoughts, the seeds that the mainstream sometimes plants is to keep 1% of the population in control, 1% rich, and everyone else kind of struggling, right? But the truth is, the only thing they know different to you is not their education. It's not how smart they are. It's not even where they grew up. It's that they understand that it was available to them. Yeah. And that, but the old paradigm, the old context has made you believe it's not available to you. And I'm here to tell you it fucking is. I've seen it over and over again. I've taken people from nothing to like money. I know in ways that work, in ways from the heart, right? The heart-centered entrepreneurs will change the world and receive the most abundance. And the best thing you can do to reset the system and to make it more beautiful for people is to be one of the people that goes and claims your spot, that goes and chooses yourself, what you're here to do, your sole purpose, chooses to monetize it. And yet again, we've got another example. Yet again, we've got another example. Yet again, we've got another example. And when people get happy and fulfilled, guess what? They can't be brainwashed. When I raise your vibration, you can't be brainwashed. You're not going to need to numb yourself out with mindless television or mindless fucking eating bad things for you. You're going to feel vital. You're going to feel alive. You're going to know you came for a fucking reason. You're going to want to look after your body and no one can penetrate you. You become sovereign. Thank you. I'm on a roll. There was a solar eclipse right now. You know, I can feel the energies and I'm fucking for it because like, I'm just done. Like some of the shit I see online, I'm like, this is misleading people. There are people out there that want to monetize who they are, and I know they can, right? And then I see them buying these quick wins and like, do this, and I know it's not coming from the right place, and it pisses me off, yeah? Because it's, okay, I'm not going to NLP and hypnotize you, right? But I'm going to show you the fucking way, and like, I'm going to do it from ethics, I'm going to do it right. And like, what is annoying me is that some people are having bad experiences and they think they can't do what I'm talking about. You can do it. I promise you, you can do it. And it's not that hard. You just need to learn how to condition your mind, come into your heart, get aligned with your purpose and know how to navigate the journey in a way that monetizes and works. And I can show you all of that. But please, just know that if you buy something in the energy of, I need to be fixed, I need a quick fix, right? There are some people that will capitalize on your kind of perceived weakness, right? So just be mindful of that. You know, some people are manipulative. There is a society that we have done cells that way. It doesn't make sense for the human, but it is like a little bit of how it's done. But just notice the energy you do things in. Because the stuff that's good for you sometimes, right, a bit like food, it may not be the thing that they're, like my stuff. I don't bribe people. I don't chase people. I don't force them. I don't make them scared to believe they need my thing, but I know that it's the thing they need, right? So like, but I don't use those tactics because I just don't believe in the energy. I believe in you being able to make a good choice, right? When you actually use your mind and realize like where you're coming from. I want to grow, I want to expand, right? But some of the things out there, they're tactics to kind of play on your fears rather than really expand you into your heart. That's what I'm saying. And we can do so much better. Lenny, the news are too depressing. Stop watching the news right now. I promise you, it's like if I say to you, there's a recession, right? Before it's even really hit, right? Everyone starts acting like it is, and so guess what? It escalates. But we can stop anything. There is an agenda behind the media. Trust me, they know exactly what they're doing, and they know exactly why and what they want you to buy and how they want you to live. And the last thing they want you to do is be fully expressed, empowered, and in your sovereignty. That's the last thing they want. What happens then? You don't buy into the 1% shit, right? We all end up rich and wealthy and thriving on the planet, which is available and absolutely possible, right? But we won't be trapped anymore. Whether they believe that they have to do it that way. They believe they have to. They believe they have to keep everyone in this kind of slavery of an idea of a middle class. It's far from middle. It's just chasing their tail the whole time and maybe breathing when they retire, but probably not, right? Bullshit on it. Rubbish. Absolute rubbish. No longer buy into that paradigm. Turn your television off. Don't read the newspaper. No. Do this crossword if you have to. But right now, if it's hurting you, if it's fearing you, don't do anything from fear. Yeah? Let me tell you about fear. Fear. When we need to control things and we want to be controlled, right? When we're scared, we want to be controlled. That's why we get kind of victim often to these gimmicks, because it's like, I just want someone to tell me what to do, right? We're coming from fear. The media is here to spin fear into you, because outside of fear, you go into your heart, you go into love, you go into your own personal fucking power. And in your own power, you realize you can earn money from doing whatever the fuck you want. You don't need to be part of this system, and you realize what's a lie. You realize what's a lie. But at the moment that there's still this feeling that people have, that if they don't control and dominate and manipulate you. Let me tell you about the company we built at Jamie's, right? So we went from 0 to 500 million in 9 years. I'm just giving that for an idea of growth and scale, and I want to prove to you can make money doing things you love. I had to tell people to go home at night more than I ever had to tell them to come into work on time. Why? We were passionate. We were on purpose. We were on a mission. We cared, right? No one needed to be controlled or dominated or manipulated to show up for it, right? And that's what you can do. When you do something inspiring on the planet, guess what? People want to join you. That's what visionaries do in the healthy way, right? In an unhealthy way, they use fear and control and domination. So you know, but you can actually use love, and love, by the way, is proven and is a much stronger energy on the planet. So if you come from love, you've got more power in your fucking pinky toe than anyone using like dark shit to do stuff. I'm a millionaire. My money is on the way to me as we speak. Of course it is. And I've got the Midas touch, by the way. Of course it is. Plug into my containers because I am very good at helping put people in their abundance. Okay. It's not work when it's love. Yeah, and what's the point of it? Like, you really, like, you know, just spiritually, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, God, the creator, the universe, hi, Michael, hello, my love, is not going to put people on the planet and go, oh, here you go, welcome to a life of slavery. You are going to have things in your heart. We will show you all the treasures of this universe, but you can't have any of them. They are reserved for the 1% who are doing horrible things to people and controlling you and scaring you every day into believing you can't do what you love and make money from it, which is a lie because it's what they did, right? They've just made you think that they didn't. You couldn't. I do come from love, you know, yeah. And like, here's the thing, heal the world. Like, it's like, we like to come from love. We want to be good humans. We feel better when we come from our hearts. We're supposed to be we focused. There's stuff in LA that is blowing my mind right now, the homeless situation, right? And it's like people think that it's not our problem as a society. This is our problem. We as a collective, right? We've been taught to blink our eyes, not care about anyone else and think it's all just like, well, that... I mean, how is an addict a criminal? That's also that makes me like question life. It's like, you know, why are we saying that people who have addictions are criminals? A heroin addict is also a criminal, right? They're a criminal. They're not someone who's been fucking traumatized by this crazy world and have chosen to take drugs because it's hard to cope. That's what they really are. So sometimes I feel like some of these things are a rational approach to a society that isn't we focused. But guess what? We focus changes the world. We focus makes money. Humanity focus is exactly what wants to come through on the planet right now. It's where the most money is going to go. It's where the collective's going to like rise from. It's what all these ascensions are for. People are having a lot of awakenings on the planet. This old shit is going to fall away and be something in terms of history, right? And we can make a better world where we actually care about each other. We can put our money in places where we care about ourselves and we care about each other, where we stop thinking it's not our problem. I always think, like, if the aliens came down to the planet, right, and saw the mess we're making of the most beautiful place we could have, we've got the ability, all the resources we need are on this planet. It is a lie when they tell you it's not. They're not. We've got everything going for us to have the most thriving, fulfilling life, but we're being brainwashed by this tiny shadow that is like in the 1% telling you some absolute rubbish. And we're forgetting to open our hearts. Why? Because if you open your heart, one, you're going to come into your truth and power. And two, you're going to care about other people. You're not going to be able to be part of a system that exploits people. You're not going to be able to do things that are against humanity. You're going to make money in good ways. And that 1% don't want you to do that because it fucks with their system. But guess what? There's more money in what I'm talking about. Guess what? There's more life in what I'm talking about. Guess what? There's more connection in what I'm talking about. Guess what? There's complete revolution in what I'm talking about. Not because it's an idea, because I see it every day in my work. I see it every day in millionaires being made every single fucking day right now, right? Doing things in heart-driven ways. It's available to you. You just don't know it yet. You haven't seen it yet because you've been buying into this rubbish. So that's what I wanted to share. I think the one thing I want you to remember, though, everything that happens for me is purposeful if I use it. Use it. Use the stuff that's happened to you. Pain, if you can be okay with the pain, right? I now know pain is a good thing. Like, not that I want it, but I'm growing muscles like at the gym, right? If something hurts me, my heart's still open. What I don't have to do is become the same as it, right? When I got like so much deceit and betrayal and weird shit happening out here, like what I didn't do was become it. But what I did do that I didn't need to do, I am on a roll, yeah. What I did do that I didn't need to do was I backed down. That was the mistake I made. I backed down. I let it get to me. I let it get to me. Now that's human. Yeah, I was hurt. My feelings were hurt. This is what I've learned about coming from your heart, right? Your heart's open, so you're going to be powerful. You can see things with humility. We can be kind, right? But we can't make excuses for people, and we've got to be a little bit tougher in that. Not in becoming like it, but just being willing to sit with the pain. It's okay for it to hurt me now. It's okay for it to hurt me and not fucking stop me. It's okay for it to hurt and me not to see being hurt as a reason to back down. That's why I did make a post about keep your heart open. And, you know, it's heartbreaking when your heart's open. That's why most people don't do it, yeah? But your heart never breaks. It just gets stronger. And I'm the strongest person in the room a lot of the time because I'm the one that can care even if you hurt me. Now, that's not to say I don't have the boundaries. Doesn't mean I'm going to want to hang out with you. But it means that I'm willing to do what hurts if necessary, in order to keep my heart alive, in order to keep my heart open, because that's the most powerful energy, right? And it's only trying to avoid our pain that holds us back a lot of the time. I'm not scared of my pain anymore, right? I'm not scared of it. I'm a warrior at holding my pain and not denying it and not suppressing it and not needing it not to be there and not needing to be ashamed of it, yeah? Some things, you can hurt me. People can hurt me. It's okay. And I still get to lead and I still get to rise and I still get to be fucking awesome. So let's go. You know, I'm not going to pretend it doesn't hurt. It does hurt. But we can be better than that in terms of we can keep our heart open, not engage in it, not fucking play in it, not let it. See, if we give it power, then it takes over. And then people like me back down. It's like, what the fuck was I thinking to back down? It wasn't for long and it wasn't fully, but I know it did affect me. Closing your heart just means, yeah, exactly. And actually, right, we don't have to fight anything. It's not like I'm better than you because my heart's open and you're being mean. It's that we can do better than this as people, you know. I know why people do things like that. I know it's a fight for survival in their mind. I know that they are traumatized kids, right, thinking, oh, this is what the thinking is. If she's rising, then she's taking away from me. And what I'm here to tell you is no one can take away from you. You're unique. You are the best at what you do because you're the best at being you, and only you can do whatever you're here to do on this planet your own way. That doesn't have to be a big fancy job. It could just be your role in your community or with your family. It's not just. I don't mean to minimize that. What I'm saying is no one can be you. We don't need to be jealous. No one's taking our part of the pie. But this old system has taught us that only 1% can be rich and no one else can. It's not true. We're seeing every day more millionaires on the planet now than ever before. So it's not that. It's that lie's been taught to us. And that lie has made us think that there's only so much room and there's only so much available, which is not the spiritual truth. The truth is that there are people on the planet here to support you. I'm a force of nature. Thank you, my darling. Here to pay you, here to work with you, here to grow with you, here to be abundant with you. Yeah. You're not losing out because someone else is winning. And when people have got that program going on, which is what they've been taught, then they try and bring you down when you win. Rather than understanding when I win, fucking you win. Because if I can show you what I can show you, yeah, then you can rise and calibrate with me. And then we all rise up, you know? We all rise up. When we're humanity focused, we all want to rise up, not just like 1%. Yeah, exactly. It's just abundant. Exactly. And we've been taught a lie. That's the opposite of that. And that's what's made people compete. And guess what? That lie means that we've been controlled. Because we're believing in these lies, and that's how people get their control over us. They make us scared and believe in these illusions. Absolute rubbish they are as well. There's way more than enough money. There's no big thing that can actually touch you if you follow your alignment. There is more opportunity on the planet than there's ever been before, yeah? Old systems are falling away and illusions are coming up to the surface and old things just have to go. They're a bit like smelly old holy socks, you know? This system is full of rubbish and leaks. It doesn't make sense. So rise in your power, rise in your sovereignty, know that you can monetize who you are. Even if you've got every experience that's not been true, I promise you, just release these old programs. They're not true. They're not true at all. Do what you love. Remember what I said, everything that happens to me is purposeful if I use it, which means that if I understand the context of it and use it to help me become more of me into my heart, understanding what I'm here to teach, understanding what I stand for that's different to that, not becoming it, not fighting it, none of that. That's why they call it TV programming. Yeah. Let me just put some absolute rubbish into your mind, fear you up and control you. That's not everything. There are some really inspiring things out there, but be very careful. Our minds are like soil, yeah? And they've got to be fertile like soil. We've got to put things in that inspire us, that resonate with us. As soon as you feel scared and, you know what I mean? We make very different decisions out of fear. Very different decisions. So something that's making you feel scared, right, can get addictive. I need you to switch it off for a minute because you can't hear your own truth. Hi, Inga. When we're very scared or in fear, we can't feel our own truth, yeah? When something said to you that resonates very truly, you feel it in your stomach, yeah? It's not trying to squash a fear. So when we're being told lies, illusions, the media's getting on top of us, it's because the fear brain is activated and then at that point we can't hear our intuition. So it's hard for us to get into our senses and know what's real and what's not. And then we act from fear and we make mistakes. Most mistakes come from acting from fear. Every CEO, well, I've worked with a lot of CEOs, and like most CEOs statistically, because I've studied peak performance, will tell you that 80-90% of their decisions are on gut. They've got a very good way of like staying calm and listening to their gut. So when you're in fear, you can't make often a good decision, right? So you want to be mindful. You don't have to keep the television on. Finding out all the worst things that could happen to us isn't stopping anything happening. All it's going to do, like if they say like, oh, a recession is coming, then people start acting like it's a recession, guess what? They bring it on themselves. So again, a lot of this is conditioning. We don't need to play there. There is so much money on the planet, so much opportunity, so much you can do. But I would definitely think about your own business right now. I believe you're encouraging us to change. Yes, definitely change the lens from what we see things. Definitely, David, yes. Because sadly, right, I'm sorry about this, but sadly, a lot of the media has an agenda that's not about human, that's not about you. That's the sad thing. It's not fair reporting. It's not objective, yeah? There's an agenda. And so because of that, it's like, really, what we want to learn is to trust ourselves, right? But we get so feared and we get so conditioned. This is normal. This is what you should think. It's normal to worry about money. No, it's not. No, it's not. Cavemen never worried about money. They didn't need it then. But you know what I mean? It's not normal. You've been taught to. Why? Because it's a way to control you. It's not normal. It's not normal to walk past people that are homeless and think that they're just it's their fault. And it's not. We have a society that's failing right now. Yeah, it's not taking care of humanity in the way it should, right? It's not normal to think we've got no power and to give our power away to a tiny percentage of people that are supposed to be the boss of the world or whatever, when actually there's more of us that could rise up. It's not normal. It's just what we're being taught to do. Why? Because it serves someone's agenda. But what we haven't been taught is that we get manipulated. Yeah? And by the way, very smart people can be manipulated. I went into a partnership out here with a complete sociopath, really. But I mean, I got manipulated, and I've studied this stuff for years, right? So it's not even to do with like whether you're intelligent. People can manipulate people, especially we live and we learn. It can happen, right? There's nothing wrong with you if that's happening. But yeah, there's a lot of agendas going on that are not humanity focused, and that's all about manipulation. That's about, we'll get you to put your money here in these businesses, in these things that do not serve humanity as a whole, but keep you stuck, keep you struggling, right? Keep you out of your power, believing in a lie. When the truth is, you can choose your abundance, you can choose yourself, you can choose your soul purpose, you can make a lot of money from doing it, and you can break out of these chains, and you can break out of the system. 100%. There's people in my world every day like that, like living a completely different life, yeah? But the thing is, we want to keep our hearts intact and go humanity focused. That's what the universe wants to support. That's what we're meant to do on the planet, right? We're not meant to forget each other. We're meant to be a we culture. When we look at the world and we think it's nothing, like it's just normal, that we don't care about each other anymore. That's not it. That's a system that's programming us outside of our hearts. Because when you open your heart, guess what? We become more loving to ourselves and everyone else. We see it as a we. We do it for each other. We do it because it makes sense on the planet. We want to share things. We want to build things. We want to do things differently, yeah? Because our hearts are open. When our hearts are closed, we're just doing everything out of fear and we're fighting each other and we're thinking there's a limited amount. It's all rubbish. Absolute rubbish. People with their hearts open change the world. Keep your heart open. Be willing to deal with the pain. The fact that it hurts is like when you watch a movie and there's the sad bit, and you know that you care. It's okay. We love it. I love you guys. Thank you for feeling me today. I'm in the vibes for sure. But, we need to feel this. It's so true, isn't it? Like, sometimes I look at this world and I'm like, what are we doing? Like, it doesn't make sense. But we're here to make it make sense. The companies right now are the most supported are the ones that care about the collective. What I did at Jamie's, the reason we were so successful, 500 million is not a small amount of money, yeah? It's because we came first with humanity. First of all, the first thing we did with the first million, right? The first thing he did with the first million he made was put it into a social enterprise to help kids that were disadvantaged. So the first million just goes to a charity at the time because the social purpose was at the core of our business. Profit and purpose, equal. Humanity and divinity, equal. God supports that. Universe supports it. The abundance that comes your way. Look at Oprah Winfrey. The abundance that comes your way because of it is untamable. And it's outside this ridiculous system that is telling you need to be broke, you need to go paycheck to paycheck, you need to fear the whole world, people are scary, the recession is looming, blah, blah, blah. just put that aside for now and think about coming into your soul, coming into your heart, feeling into truth, because that is not the truth and it's not the truth of your life, right? And you get to monetize who you are. You get to do what you love. You get to make a difference on this fucking planet, and you get to see things differently because they really are, depending on how you're looking at them. And you get to care about other people at the same time and let go of all this rubbish around we're not supposed to care about each other. We're supposed to care about each other. You want to change the world, you want to do anything meaningful on this planet, care about each other. Start with just, not people who are hurting you, not people who are narcissists, not people who are sociopaths who are here to destroy you, but the people that you can care about, the people that we make it personal about, the people that we actually see the things going on at and we want to help. This is why we're here, yeah? And we're here to monetize that too. Not put it in a charity, not put it in a social enterprise. I mean, you can. I've done it with people as well, but you can actually make it your day job. And there's nothing more fulfilling than that. What a brilliant group of people in here. Yay. All right, my loves. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for building on my vibes because it means the world to me. I love you guys. Thank you so much. And I'll speak to you soon.